Yeah, it's a good angle. It's a good angle.
How to walk up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the DOG never fucking got a jewel.
Do you know what's so crazy about that bar? How to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching the chess game, but are you out of moves? That bar right there, or those lines couldn't have aged worse, because it's basically speaking about what Drake is doing right now, barking up the wrong tree. Then he gets his head popped off literally while the world is watching, and is now out of moves. It's crazy how things turn around. Life comes at people fast.
Watching this chess game, but are you out of moves?
Let's go into the tailor-made track now. This is a tricky one, because I remember when I first heard this, I thought, I think it's clever. I think it's a smart idea. It's a tactical battle. It's a chess battle. All that good stuff there. And at this point, he's goading it. Drake is goading Kendrick into a response. He wants him to respond more quickly, whatever it may be. You know, the whole put you on the clock situation. And in my opinion, Drake's one of the main rappers that puts that whole idea in place, in the whole you're on a clock now to respond, which I don't really agree with. I think at the end of the day, whenever Kendrick would have responded, we would have all listened to it, so it didn't really matter. So he goes back to back essentially, or tries to go back to back, and drops this thing with the AI of Tupac and Snoop Dogg. The Snoop Dogg one's a bit wild because Snoop Dogg's alive. I don't see why you wouldn't even just try to just shout Snoop Dogg, or just leave Snoop Dogg off in general. Like, I don't see why you would even attempt that. But the Tupac one is clever because of the whole Tupac and Kendrick connection. But yeah, this is really where people are thinking, yeah, Drake's about to smoke this guy. And yeah, at this stage of the battle, this is where I kind of just thought, well, yeah, I guess it's Drake's to lose, really.
Rise again. This Canadian light skin dot. We need to know the baby West Coast victory, man. Call him a bitch for me. Talk about him like in young girls. That's a gift for me. Heard it on.
Yo. It's so crazy. It's so crazy when really deep that this song is such a strategic play, and it's such a good strategic play that it's crazy how it's actually managed to backfire, and it's backfired because of the AI angle. I honestly feel like if he just rapped this by himself without used his normal voice and rapped this, it would have came across way better, because what he's saying is really well done. In this song, he's essentially trying to do an 8 Mile. He mentions, talk about liking young girls, that's a gift for me. Basically saying from the grave, Tupac has given him some angles to use against Drake. He's talking about him being light skinned, this, that. It's funny because clearly Drake feels some type of way about these narratives and angles that are already things that are already out there. It wasn't like Kendrick was just hating and he's the only one that thinks this way. A lot of people already think these things about Drake. It's just, obviously, he tried to get out ahead of it. And for you to try and get out ahead of it and then it still sinks you is a bit mad when you really deep it, when you really think about it. But hey, anyway.
The budding podcast has gotta be true. Before we really lose, you asked for the smoke. Now I see you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused.
Like, you can really hear that this is Drake. If you're really a rap fan and listen to these guys actually rap as opposed to just the club bangers or the melodic stuff that specifically Drake tends to do. Like, when they really rap, you can tell who's rapping and who's not. And what I'd say about this is like, it's wow. Anyway, hang on. Like, yeah, he claimed he was asked for the smoke. I don't even think Kendrick really asked for the smoke. That's the mad thing. And he goes on to say, bro, it don't have to be all that in the next couple of tracks. So, yeah. It was a bow that Drake probably shouldn't have taken. But, hey.
Now you about to get this shit another week.
Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent to no one. It's the homies that empower you, but still you gotta show these fucking aisles. Who's boss on the west? Now's the time to really make a power move, cause right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan of how to lose.
It's so crazy. Yeah, when you start talking about whether or not you've done this and that, or whether or not Kendrick has done this or that, you ain't done any of that stuff either. Or both of you had done stuff. Like, we can't really know, innit? But based on what you're saying, it's a good move. Like, it's a good angle. It's a good angle.
How to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the DOG never fucking got a jewel.
Do you know what's so crazy about that bar? How to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching the chess game, but are you out of moves? That bar right there, or those lines couldn't have aged worse, because it's basically speaking about what Drake is doing right now, barking up the wrong tree. Then he gets his head popped off literally while the world is watching, and is now out of moves. It's crazy how things turn around. Life comes at people fast.
Watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? That you know the DOG never fucking got a jewel. But right now it seems like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do.
Yeah, that's the truth. Hate all you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little, you not as enthused. How are you not in the booth?
And do you know what? And this is the thing, like I feel like people, you really do need critical thinking skills to really break down what these poets are essentially doing, because like when you really deep it, like Kendrick didn't say anything. Like, he didn't do any social media madness. Like, he didn't post any, like, bro, man just posted tracks and links. Like, this whole thing of, oh, his tone is changed, or his, you know, he's not as enthused, or any, he didn't, bro, none of that happened. This is just, this is literally what you call barking up the wrong tree.
Kind of remove. You trying to let this shit die down.
Oh, but bear in mind, everything I'm saying is legit hindsight. So let me put that out there. Let me actually, because obviously when these songs are dropping, it's a very different feel, which is why I wish I could have done off the first listens for these. But like hindsight is 2020.
Nah, not this time, nigga. You following through. I know you in that NY apartment, you struggling right now. I know it. In a notepad doing lyrical gymnastics, my boy. You better have a motherfucking quintuple entendre on that shit. Some shit I don't even understand. Like, this shit better be crazy. We waiting on you. Yo.
Oh, yo. Nah, that one. See, and this is what I'm saying. I feel like that's a good song as well, innit? But, like, it's up to you how you want to score that one at that point, I'd say. I think at that point is essentially 1.5 up, maybe even 2-0 up. But then once it became a situation where man had to take it down, or the Tupac estate is now on your head because you put out a track that shouldn't be out because of Tupac's likeness and all that stuff, it kind of became an own goal. But we just listened to that just so we can have some context into what goes on next. You don't really need to score that one, I guess. It's up to you. You guys let me know what you think.